Hey everyone, welcome to Strange Stories, where we explore near-death experiences and supernatural stories from people who've had a glimpse of the other side. If you enjoy our content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Without further ado, let's get to the story of the day. My father looked at me one day when I was about 2 years old and decided he wanted to be the first. He raped me when I was a baby. Many years later, when he was showing indicators of dementia, someone told him how he should treat me. "She's my kid, and I'll do anything I want with her," he said, before telling the preceding story in more graphic detail. This came back to me more than a year later after he had died away. I have no conscious remembrance of that occurrence since my childhood. However, I've known since my 20s that something similar had happened to me. I knew because my mental and physical reactions in certain situations were typical of a sexual abuse victim. I knew it because of cellular memory, which means that my body knew even if my head didn't. I spent many years in counseling, reading, and self-evolutionary work, attempting to discover what happened to me. I didn't have a response until my father's late-life brag, his aim to illustrate his rights, was related to me. I was in my 50s at the time. However, I have no cognitive remembrance of the experience. I was enthralled when I first began attending Tucson NDE sessions. Knowing what was on the other side, hearing other people's personal tales was uplifting and reassuring, intellectually stimulating and emotionally supportive. I became a member of NDS and was happy to begin receiving their monthly NDE reports. I recently came across a couple of them that piqued my interest. PMH Atwater wrote about NDEs in youngsters in one of his books. He mentioned how children compensate. Instead of coping with their experience, they alter other things around it, leaving the riddle unanswered even as they get older. They begin abstracting, dealing with vast mental ideas, and outperform their parents, teachers, and peers. They will always miss home, the broader collective they know exists. He claims that 90% of children are unable to bond with their parents. He goes on, following symptoms include heightened senses, vivid imagination, intellectual curiosity and drive, psychic or intuitive, loneliness, higher IQ, deep capacity to care, huge potential for an ethical path, awareness of future moments, independence even if timid, and non-linear development. The larger the leap in IQ and the ability to abstract, the younger the child. They are doers with great ideas, inventions, and the will to complete tasks. They have heightened awareness and a proclivity for nerve, stomach, skin sensitivity. All of these objects symbolize characteristics of myself. I was never very close to any of my family members. I'm not sure what connecting with a parent entails. I never believed I was brighter than the typical person until I got more experience with a larger spectrum of individuals. And it became evident to me that my comments were frequently over other people's heads. My ideas and thoughts were frequently complicated and very advanced in logic and principle, and they remained overlooked at best or were mocked at worst. I am an extremely resourceful person who can often come up with novel solutions to problems or situations. According to Dr. Eliane Aaron, I am a highly sensitive person, or HSP. I'm sensitive to other people's feelings and intentions. I frequently see the likely repercussions of current activities. I can usually tell whether someone is telling the truth. I have a deep understanding of history and how it connects things, as well as my own involvement in various time periods. I've experienced multiple spiritually transformative experiences, or STEs, the majority of which have been about my own prior life, and I'm conscious of a larger future for people and the earth. Another monthly NDE describes the writer's excruciatingly terrible awareness and a desolate isolation from my true reality. I've always had a deep, profound, and agonizing melancholy simply from existing on the physical plane, never feeling like I belonged here, never feeling at home. I'm aware of aspects of life that most people don't appear to be aware of, such as personal interactions, ramifications, and energetic flow, at least occasionally. Sometimes, I have no idea what social norms and acceptable actions are, or what an enigmatic phrase is trying to imply. Despite this, I was never able to use my sensitivity for anything other than personal development. It didn't help me find work or make friends. I never felt financially or socially successful. I've never felt confident enough in my thoughts to assist others by making forecasts or providing information about their own life. All I can do is offer my opinions and impressions as suggestions. And if they accept what I say, it may help them understand their situation or make their own decisions. However, this is not always the case. I often feel like Cassandra from Greek mythology, cursed with the ability to make genuine forecasts that no one ever believes. The writer of the second monthly NDE claims to have no memory of the event. She simply knew she'd been on another level of existence and had been compelled or convinced to return to her physical body. This truly jolted me awake. Having no recall of the incident describes my own sexual assault in the same way. I have no conscious memory of it, but I know it happened. This led me to what felt like a novel idea. Perhaps as a result of rape at a young age, I had left my body and had an NDE. My recollection of the physical event and my withdrawal from my body, and whatever transpired on the other side, had been destroyed for reasons I can only guess at. This was probably done to protect me and help me survive. Emotional discomfort, shyness, aversion to socializing, continual anxiety, and concern for my safety and future have been with me for as long as I can remember. I've always known that I needed to look for myself. No one else could be trusted with my physical, mental, or emotional well-being. That intuition has been confirmed and continues to be true throughout the duration of more than 6 years. I've always had a strong desire for and respect for the truth, even if it meant risking my own financial or personal well-being. I had the impression that if you don't have the truth, you don't have anything. My mother described me as extremely autonomous, according to the mother of a friend of mine. Despite my terrible shyness, I felt obliged to express my musical talents through singing and acting. I suffer from a variety of stomach, digestive ailments, and am physically highly sensitive. That is, many people would miss things that are quite hurtful to me. I've always attempted to help others, even though my attempts were frequently misinterpreted. I am sickened by the concept of brutality or servitude to anyone, whether I know them or not. I've always been an advocate for the underdog, whether in a specific scenario or in society as a whole, including or especially in the animal realm. My emphatic abilities appear to be acute but hazy. If I pay attention, I can be overwhelmed by feelings that make no sense to me. I get caught up in the emotion and react to it, not realizing that it is most likely caused by people or circumstances around me. This is complicated by my own, frequently intense feelings. It took me decades to comprehend what was going on, and I'm still learning how to distinguish and recognize sources, me or not me. This laundry list of after effects is the only evidence I have of my NDE. My characteristics and abilities are hazy, so I may appear to be jumping into conclusions. I only have my intuition to rely on. It may appear self-absorbed, yet that appears to be my purpose in this lifetime. My lifelong goal has been to better myself as a human being and to expand my spiritual understanding. Everything else was incidental. For the most part, my only genuine accomplishments in life have been reflection, self-realization, and personal progress. And those may not be insignificant accomplishments. So, take what you will from that. If my experience can help even one person on their own journey, it will be a whole new level of achievement for me.